Elshon in the last round, facing Gabe Joseph, who took out Ben Johns. I would give the assist on that Ben Johns victory to Tom Protzek, who actually wore Ben out in a really intense 2-game match in the previous round.
Yeah, quick fun fact. I think Gabriel Joseph, I played him 2 tournaments ago in the wooden tournament. He was actually in the final, or he might have won it actually. I'm not sure right now, but I lost to him, and to Roscoe I lost last tournament. So I know both players pretty well. So really, really good players. Yeah, Roscoe, huge serve, and great ground strokes. Obviously a lot of reach. Maybe if there's one weakness, maybe not the fastest mover, but if you have that reach, I mean, you don't really need it as much, right? And then Gabriel, complete opposite, with like one of the fastest guys on tour. Still great ground strokes, reads it really well. Definitely a singlet specialist. So I don't know who I would pick to play against again. So yeah, it's hard for me to say who's the favorite. I just go with Gabe because he beat the guy who beat me, so it's a better look for me, I guess, huh?
Yes, that's the way to think about it, Tom. If he wins the tournament, you're the second best guy.
No, the third.
And if you're looking at Gabe's record, he has a career record of 119 and 69. So he's been playing professional pickleball for a long time. He did win the silver medal at the Sacramento Vintage Open. As Tom mentioned, he made it to the final there. We're not playing with wooden paddles today.
Nope.
We're playing with the latest technology. Gabe is sporting the Yola paddle.
Yeah, he's like, again, like a little slow start. He had the same thing against Ben.
Against Ben, yeah. He lost convincingly in that first game to Ben, and then as you said, Tom, I think he used his speed and stamina probably just to keep getting balls back against Ben and frustrating him.
Yep.
I would say, Tom, if I looked at these two, I would compare your game kind of probably a hybrid. I think you have the speed of a Gabe, but you do have some power.
Yeah, I mean, please don't underestimate the power of Gabe. I mean, he has
he
hard
does
shots
good,
too,
yep.
but I think Gabe and I are pretty similar players, like just in general. I feel like not really a lot similar to Roscoe, just but no, I mean, if I can, I mean, I still think there are like definitely lots of aspects from Roscoe I could try to adapt. Definitely his backhand looks really, really awesome, and his serve, I really like his serve. Always very deep, hard to return, and yeah. All right, here we go.
Yeah, let's
Can
see if
Gabe
can
now
get on the board here. He's down 4-0.
Let's see. Good serve, good deep serve. He's whipping that one. That's a pretty good shot.
That was a great pass by Roscoe. Got on his forehand, hit across court. Gabe could not get to it.
4-0.
Certainly in Tom, the men's game, but on the women's side as well, getting to that kitchen line first gives you a huge advantage in the points. It's interesting to see how each of these players tries to get to that kitchen line first, who can get there fastest. And
I agree to the fact that if you hit a deep ball, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you leave it just a little bit short, all those guys have so good passing shots or hit their angles way too well nowadays, and the paddles are just too hot to get good shape on it and all that stuff. So yes, definitely the goal is to go to the kitchen line, but you have to have depth in those balls. So if not, then and it's the same for the returns. It's like depth definitely before speed. That's an awesome
that is
shot.
a great pass.
There
by
you
Gabe.
go. He's on the board. Find a rhythm.
I think Augie and Tom talked about it earlier, but we are playing at altitude. We're about 2,100 feet above sea level here in Vegas. That does make a difference. The ball flies a little bit longer, a little bit faster. Oh, a little
It's
net love
lucky.
there. We are playing with a lifetime ball for this tournament, which happens to be my favorite ball. I won't play with any other ball other than the lifetime ball. What are your thoughts on the lifetime ball, Tom, versus the Vulcan that you've played with?
I do have to say the lifetime ball is the best ball I've ever played with.
How do you feel it's different from what, you know, from the Vulcan
It's
as an
just
example?
consistent. Yesterday, like you said, it was a huge factor.
Yep.
And I think that played part of why those first two games in Gabe's and Ben Johnson's match were such so clear wins, I would say. I think it was 11-2, 11-2, like for both guys who are on the better side. So, yeah, definitely a huge factor in that one.
Side out here.
Ooh.
That one was just a little bit wide and gives Gabe another point. Like we said yesterday, he got off to a slow start against Ben. A little slow start here today against Roscoe. Little net love there.
Wow.
Oh, that was a great shot.
That was a pretty good
Little
shot.
cat and mouse there.
Proud.
Tom, I know you as a singles player. You had a good job there with Ben playing the cat and mouse game, and I would in a cat and mouse game, who would you favor in this matchup?
I think, oh, like who has the better game
Yeah,
for cat and mouse?
Yeah, for cat and mouse.
It's like different. I think technique-wise, maybe Roscoe, but then speed-wise, Joseph. So or Gabe. So I think I would rather play against Roscoe and cat and mouse. I think because you can maybe get him off the foot a little bit with his height, maybe harder to shift the weight and all that stuff.
Okay.
While Gabe is like very shifty, but also you have to hit the ball perfectly against Roscoe because of his reach. So
Yep.
it's very hard to compare because they're just two so different players. The only same thing is, or like similar thing they have, I feel like it's just that they have hard ground strokes, I guess.
And just like that, Roscoe has taken a 4-point lead here in the first game. He's up 6-2.
Look at this huge serve.
Yeah, I would say, Tom, just from my my watching a lot of pickleball, Roscoe's got probably a top 5, maybe a top 3 serve in the men's side.
Yeah, I'd say so.
And when you have that big serve, you got to go for it.
Gotta go for it, especially in singles.
Especially in singles, and looks like Gabe might be calling a timeout, Gabe Joseph. No, he's not. Down 7-2, takes a towel timeout, which is kind of like a mini timeout.
I really give Gabe credit for his, how you say those like those not underwear, how you call those and say it in English, those under the sleeves, like those short sleeves, like American flag. I really like that. Very patriotic. I like it.
I'm sure they have one with the German flag on it if you want to buy
maybe
some.
I need it. I use a sweatband sometimes but maybe I need some like underwear like this.
I just started using some of the compression
shorts.
Yeah,
That's what they
I
use.
just started using the full compression leggings myself a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Helps the knees a lot.
There you go.
That looks wide.
Yeah.
Roscoe wanted that one. He's up 8-2. He's definitely taking it to Joseph here in this first game. But as I mentioned yesterday, Joseph was a late starter against Ben, so I would not count him out in this match. I actually fully expect this one to go to 3. Roscoe has a long point streak here of 3 in this match. But he's used that 3-point streak to get a 5-point lead. Roscoe is taking a timeout.
Right way. Some people like to not do film at all. They just go into it because every game is different. But I think you can definitely see some patterns and stuff in matches. So I'm not the person who's watching film now for 3 hours, but like watch like one match or so. See if you like see he's coming in usually mainly off the backhand and stuff. But I'm usually a fan of like do what I'm best at and not trying to expose too much always the weakness of them, because I think you always should focus on yourself and not too much on someone else. So but yeah, everyone has a different approach. That's mine. But I'm relatively or still very new to this whole thing, so maybe I have to change it at some point. But yeah, very, very good point here.
That
from
was a
Gabe.
great finish by Gabe there, Gabe Joseph, where he was able to get to that ball. It was a little bit short, ripped that two-y right in the corner for a clean winner. And even though Roscoe is very tall, he's about 6'5", he had no chance at that shot, no chance at that ball. And he had the same, kind of the same shot, but he ripped it wide. He's now definitely made a big dent in that lead. It was 8-2, now it's 8-6. And let's see if he can get the ball back and close it even further. Again, there's an example of Gabe Joseph getting to the net, hitting that first volley and putting pressure on Roscoe, who could not pass him with the second one. Tries to go cross court, catches the net. Ball's a little bit wide. I believe it's 6'8". I'm certainly not fluent in any way, or I can do a few words with Tom here and there. Tom and I actually know each other a little bit here. I know Tom. I've known Tom for a long time, all the way back to the last tournament in Vegas 2 months ago, and we actually formed a friendship, and we keep in touch. And I'm really excited to see how Tom can develop here on the Pro Tour. I think he's going to be a top 10 singles player within a year, in my opinion.
Love to hear that, but definitely want to focus more on my doubles game. But obviously, singles always a good extra plus, I would say. If you're good in that, it's always good.
I want to put some pressure on Tom to prove me right on my prediction, so
I will.
Go
Don't
there
worry.
and do it, Tom. Gabe gets the ball. Gabe Joseph back here, down 2. He's again closed that gap. He was down 8-2. Now he's down 8-6. Goes for the forehand down the line, pushes it wide. Let's see if it might be a little bit of a side out pattern here for a little bit. That was a great backhand volley by Gabe Joseph. He found the corner of that court, and when you put it that deep, you know, Tom, as you said, the ability to get those volleys deep puts so much pressure on the person on the baseline to have to make a perfect pass from deep in the court. That one goes wide. We are definitely in a side-out pattern. Nobody able to get off their number.
Yeah.
Bellamy's on the snowman, and Gabe Joseph is sitting at 6. That's a great shot by Bellamy to
it's the
find the backhand. Yeah,
I mean, the backhand I talked about.
In singles, most times you want to go to the player's backhand. They're usually weaker on the backhand. These guys are both right-handed, and
wow,
it's actually pretty rare when somebody has a better backhand than a forehand. I can think of a few players on the PPA Tour, Tom, where you might want to stay away from their backhand. Connor Garnett would be one.
I say it's different. So I feel like if you don't want to hit or be caught in with angles, I would rather go to the forehand.
Okay.
Because it's easier with like your left hand to put like some extra spin and dip on those rolls.
Okay.
So, but like if you just want to rip it, I feel like it's easier to pick the spot with the forehand, obviously. So I don't see many men who run around their forehand and hit a backhand.
Right.
But
I actually can think of one that does do that sometimes.
Maybe Adam Harvey.
Adam Harvey would be one
because he has the craziest backhand.
He has a unique backhand. I've actually been on the receiving end of it a few times, and
it's just like how you hit the forehand. It's like more open, so you have like better movement towards the net or wherever you want to go. With your backhand, you kind of close your body, so it's kind of harder to make a movement afterwards. But no, I mean, we see lots of great backhands here, especially from Roscoe right now.
We have a game point here for Roscoe, up 10-7.
Yeah.
Again, Joseph pushes that backhand volley deep into the corner, and Roscoe finds the net. So Joseph now has a chance to close the gap again. He's been fighting uphill this whole game. Currently stands down 3.
7-10.
Yeah.
That one looked like it sailed a little bit on.
Yeah,
He's
his
not happy.
serves,
Side out.
Roscoe has a chance to close out here with a second game point. And a net winner.
7-10.
7-10. Okay, again, you're seeing Gabe Joseph has incredible speed across the court there. He couldn't get that last one from Bellamy, who put it away. But Gabe Joseph is not going to give up on a point.
No. Oh, huge serve again.
Great volley. Oh, and Roscoe made a great,
pretty good.
great retrieval there in the baseline. And that will do it. 16. And we are currently in the quarterfinals. And then we will have the semifinals tomorrow, followed by the finals on Sunday. And I will say this has been a great tournament, a great field.
1-0.
And we're in the middle of a great match. I look for Gabe Joseph here to potentially push this to a game 3. He hits that one long. Turns it back over to Roscoe, but he did get 1 point there on his serve.
Side out.
Again, we're at altitude. He hit that first return a little bit long. Tom says the wind was not a factor. It might have been slightly, but certainly altitude is a factor. Joseph takes the net, makes Roscoe hit several drives there and hits one long. And now we're at 2-0 for Gabe Joseph.
He's going to be mad at this.
I think if that had went over, Roscoe would have been not real happy. He was on the wrong side of a net court, I should say, a few minutes ago, and that one does not go over.
0-2.
So Roscoe, after winning the first game, Tom just said, wow, because that graphic shows you is a first game win record. He is 58-3 in his matches. That is impressive. I can't believe that that's a staggering statistic. Be interesting to know what Gabe's record is when he loses the first game. I'll put some pressure on the truck to come up with that stat.
Yeah, this is crazy.
But it's certainly an uphill battle when you lose the first game. Although Gabe lost the first game convincingly to Ben Johns yesterday and came back and won it in 3. So he did it yesterday. After losing the first game, Gabe Joseph is 16-59. That would include one of those 16 was from yesterday. Looking to make it 17-59. But yeah, if you win that first game, puts a lot of pressure on the other opponent to have to win 2 games. Tom, you were in that first game against Ben. You had it 9-9. I think you had a chance to make it 10-9, and I know if you would have won that first game, it would have potentially been a chance for you to beat the GOAT.
That's true, yeah.
So how does that feel like if you were down 1 game and you're in a match? What's your mentality going into that second game?
I mean, it always depends on, obviously, like if is the wind a factor? How did the guy play? Was he just ripping the ball? Do I have to adjust a little bit to my game style? Was it a close match? Was it like I actually played good, or but he was just playing a little better, or it was just like sometimes it's a little luck. Did he hit a net or whatever? So it obviously you don't like to go down 1 set, but I feel like especially in singles everything's possible.
Yep.
So.
And I would say in singles is probably a lot more than doubles. It's a game of runs. It's a game of streaks. And if you can get on a streak in singles,
yeah,
you can put points on the board fast, and you can close gaps fast.
3-1.
Absolutely. I mean, we saw it here 2 matches before. Conor Garnett won the first match. I think I might be able to do that stuff, and played with my soccer buddies from college, and yeah, we had a lot of fun. And then I kind of wanted to see where I'm at, and yeah, I started last year at Worlds to play my first pro qualifier, and yeah, since then I'm here and enjoying the ride, the journey, and yeah, I mean, the sky's the limit, I hope. And yeah, always like even commentating, watching these players, like especially those two great singles players, you can always adapt something from or learn something. And yeah, so I really enjoy it and got to put the work in.
Yep, that's great. That was great pressure there by Gabe to force an error by Roscoe after Roscoe had a nice backhand to win the previous point. But Gabe gets the ball back here, up 3-2 in game 2. Puts that serve almost on the baseline.
Wow,
it's
what
a good
backhand.
First volley, but wow, Roscoe ripped that backhand. Like we talked earlier, Roscoe, he hits it as hard as anybody from both sides of the ball. You know, Roscoe at one point was the #1 junior tennis player in the U.S. And that tennis background, you certainly see that translating best to singles, usually. A lot of this players that come over from high-level tennis adapt fastest to the singles game, a little bit slower the doubles game, usually. I think Roscoe, go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, we also just got a hint that Jack Sock is on match point right now against Federico Staksrud.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I saw that he won. Wow, what a great stab volley by Gabe there. Yeah, on the other court, you have Jack Sock taking on Fed Staksrud.
11-4, 11-8 is what they say. Wow.
And that match is over.
Jack Sock is playing well. He's definitely improved, put the work in. Good for him for sure. And yeah.
So that turns the ball back over here to Bellamy. Down a point, up a game.
Never mind, guys. The call was overturned. So 10-8 still.
10-8. Good that Tom has given us some play-by-play of championship court. We hope you stay here with us on the grandstand court. We've actually had some great matches here already today. We had the first match of the day was a very good 3-set match between Jeannie Bouchard against Georgia Johnson. There was match points on both sides in that third game, and Jeannie was able to take it home. There were several chances on both sides to finish that match, Tom, in game 3, and Jeannie was able to close it out. That one just clips the tape and goes a little bit wide. It looked really close, but it was, I think, definitely out. We'll see the replay. That was definitely out. And we are now tied at 4. Nice job finish. There, yeah. That's it. If you can have a slightly short return, Tom, that's example. He hit a hard return. It probably landed about 4 feet short of the baseline. Gabe hit a nice, strong return, and because it was a little bit short, he was able to get to the net and finish that point.
Yeah.
And there's a return that goes a little bit long, giving Gabe Joseph a lead again at 5-4.
Yep.
That's a nice deep serve by Joseph.
Yeah, like a few unforced errors.
Yes, there's some unforced errors here. It's nice again. Joseph taking control at the net. You know, Gabe is quite a bit shorter than Roscoe. Roscoe's 6'5". I think Gabe Joseph is certainly probably right around 6 feet. So he's given up some height. That one goes long. He's looking for some confirmation on that.
Wow, I've just looked to the left and saw some juniors playing some high quality singles over here.
Yeah,
That is-
we're right next door to another court, and the juniors have been there all day long. The young players, and
they definitely knocking on the door.
you watch them play. It's incredible. Turns the ball back over.
5-5.
Oh, it's 5-5, guys.
It's always the backhand, man.
Yep.
I'm telling you.
Yep.
Roscoe's backhand is elite.
Yep. He finds Joseph's backhand there. Couldn't handle the volley.
5.
Surprise, surprise, guys. It's going to game 3 in
Oh
the
my.
match on Sander Jack
Oh
Sock against
my.
Federico Saxrud.
So
Wow.
Fed was able to claw his way back. You know, Fed is a fighter. And I have a point on Fed I want to make after this point is over.
Wow.
That is a great
That is
point.
people.
Tom, I know you said early in your career, tell us about you had a match against Fed, and you won a game.
I won a game
fairly
yeah.
early in your career when you just started on the
Yeah.
pro level. So
That was actually the reason why I thought, hey, I kind of want to try to take this thing more serious, because I didn't really practice at that time.
oh, nice there
And
by Roscoe.
Was able to take a game off Fed, make it a match. Obviously, it fell short then, but yeah, no, I'm glad I had this defeat, I guess, because it helped me to yeah, be more hungry for more and try out this whole pickleball thing, and worked out decently so far, and I hope it's getting better and better because I'm putting the work in. But yeah, no, Federico is
Okay, you're coming. We're coming here live from the Carvana Grandstand court in Game 2. Roscoe Bellamy took Game 1, 11-7. He's serving up 7-6. And again, Gabe Joseph had a nice return, got to the net, was able to finish that volley, and Roscoe could not get it back. Gets the ball back down by 1. Again, he rushes that kitchen. You know, Gabe, as we've said, Tom, is one of the faster players. So if you're fast, that gives you an advantage in getting to that kitchen. Certainly Roscoe, being taller, can probably take less strides, but Gabe Joseph can get to that kitchen line really fast and try to get that volley. There again, Roscoe gets to the net first. In Game 1, we got to 8-6 and had a lot of side outs going back and forth.
7-7.
We're now at 7-7 in Game 2. Wow. Gabe was a little bit fortunate there, Joseph, where he clipped the net twice on the volleys, which kept him in the point. And Roscoe was able to get both of those back,
8-7.
which is not easy to do when you're playing the ball off the let cord. He had no problem. It's a clean forehand winner down the line. That inside out backhand was deadly. These 2 points, now 1 point from this match. And I'm obviously not good at predicting because I thought this might go 3, but we'll see if Roscoe Bellamy can finish it off here. Up 10-7. And there it is. Roscoe Bellamy wins 11-7, 11-7 over Gabe Joseph. And he's going to go on to be in the semifinals.